In the wake of FTX's collapse, the crypto world finds itself at a pivotal crossroads. As the dust settles and stakeholders reassess their positions, the story of FTX serves as a stark cautionary tale for the entire industry. In this second episode of our documentary series, we delve into the heart of FTX's downfall, examining the series of missteps and market dynamics that precipitated its demise. Through in-depth interviews with industry insiders and forensic analysis of key events, we uncover the broader implications of FTX's collapse on trust, regulation, and the future of cryptocurrency exchanges. Join us as we navigate through the aftermath and explore what lessons can be learned to safeguard the future of crypto. For instance, in a 2021 incident where a trader exploited a software glitch using a little-traded token called MobileCoin, FTX incurred approximately $1 billion in losses. Internal documents revealed that this loss would have wiped out all of FTX's revenue since its inception, potentially leading to bankruptcy for a legitimately operated exchange. Instead, Bankman-Fried instructed employees to shift the losses onto Alameda's books, further illustrating the fraudulent nature of FTX's operations. During the trial, Gary Wang recounted a revealing statement from Bankman-Fried, who justified the opacity of FTX's balance sheets by claiming they were more transparent than Alameda's. However, in an interview with Bloomberg's Matt Levine following the MobileCoin incident, Bankman-Fried boasted about FTX's exceptional risk management, falsely claiming they had never incurred losses exceeding their trading revenue. This assertion was later proven false. Concurrently, Bankman-Fried was courting venture capitalists to invest in FTX, presenting reports that conveniently omitted the substantial loss. Zach Rosen from Ribbit Capital lauded FTX's performance, unaware of the concealed loss. In July 2021, FTX successfully secured $900 million in funding, a deal that likely hinged on Bankman-Fried's concealment of the loss. Despite this injection of capital, Alameda continued to borrow increasingly from FTX. One notable expense was buying out Binance's investment in FTX to sever ties with a competitor. Caroline Ellison, testifying in court, revealed her apprehension about the financial strain of this endeavor, to which Bankman-Fried cavalierly responded, insisting they proceed regardless. Ellison testified that they utilized an additional $1 billion from FTX customer deposits to finalize the deal with Binance. In the following year, amidst the soaring crypto markets, Alameda ramped up its borrowing to capitalize on newly emerging digital currencies, colloquially termed shitcoins. Caroline Ellison succinctly captured Alameda's strategy in a Twitter post: "Figure out when the market is going to go up and get balls long before that." Concurrently, the hedge fund dabbled in yield farming, a practice often tantamount to lending to Ponzi schemes with the hope of exiting before their inevitable collapse. Additionally, Ellison noted a mysterious $150 million expense labeled simply as "the thing" in a report she compiled. Prosecutors alleged that this expense constituted one of the largest foreign bribes ever paid by a U.S. person, purportedly to Chinese government officials. Amidst mounting debts and warnings from Ellison about the increasing risks, Bankman-Fried pressed for further investments totaling $3 billion in venture capital. This request came despite Alameda having already siphoned at least $2 billion from FTX customers and borrowed a staggering $9 billion from other lending entities. Alameda's primary asset comprised a substantial reserve of cryptocurrencies, either created by Bankman-Fried himself or closely affiliated with him. Ellison calculated that excluding these so-called SAM coins, FTX faced a deficit of nearly $3 billion. She testified to Bankman-Fried that should the investments be made and the market take a downturn, Alameda would face insolvency, leading to FTX's collapse. True to her prediction, the investments were made, the market crashed, and Alameda went bankrupt, precipitating the downfall of FTX. Soon thereafter, Bahamian authorities arrived at Bankman-Fried's opulent $30 million penthouse. Following FTX's declaration of bankruptcy, Bankman-Fried found himself at a loss for a clear course of action. He brainstormed various strategies, ranging from challenging the Chapter 11 process to seeking sympathetic media coverage. Ultimately, he opted for a combination of blaming bankruptcy attorneys and seeking out supportive journalists. However, he did not pursue the option of radical honesty. Initially, Bankman-Fried admitted to losing the funds due to a series of careless errors, attributing his oversight to a sense of financial invincibility. He publicly acknowledged his mistakes on Twitter and prepared testimony for Congress. Subsequently, he shifted his narrative, portraying himself as a victim manipulated by coercive lawyers into bankruptcy filing, which he labeled as one of his biggest errors. He even penned a series of unpublished essays titled Inception, likening his situation to the film of the same name, wherein he accused the law firm Sullivan and Cromwell of fabricating the narrative that he had misappropriated customer funds. This argument resonated with some FTX victims and contributed to a class action lawsuit, as well as being presented as a plausible explanation in Michael Lewis's book. Sullivan and Cromwell's substantial fees for their involvement in the bankruptcy proceedings have drawn criticism for their alleged excessiveness. However, with the expectation of recovering enough funds to fully reimburse customers, these fees may ultimately be justified. Bankman-Fried's legal team seized upon this development to present a bold alternative narrative in hopes of securing a more lenient sentence. Mark Mukasey, Bankman-Fried's attorney, asserted in a letter to the judge dated March 19th that there were no actual losses, emphasizing that the funds were always available and that assets remained intact. He stated that each victim cited in the government's opposition would receive full reimbursement, along with interest, which would be impossible if the assets had been misappropriated for personal gain. While Mukasey's claims appeared innovative, they echoed a common defense tactic employed by fraudsters, who often argue that they could have recouped the losses given more time. Additionally, bankruptcy proceedings frequently result in the recovery of funds, even in cases involving substantial fraud. For example, administrators overseeing the Bernie Madoff bankruptcy have managed to return approximately 90% of clients' initial investments. In the case of FTX, the recovery of assets hinges largely on speculative investments made by Bankman-Fried using customer funds, such as a $500 million investment in Anthropic PBC, an artificial intelligence startup, which has since appreciated to potentially over $1 billion. However, the primary determinant of recovery is cryptocurrency prices, as FTX's debts to customers were fixed in dollar terms at the time of the bankruptcy filing, when crypto prices were at a low point. The estate swiftly uncovered approximately $1 billion worth of Solana tokens and $600 million in Bitcoin and related assets, along with hundreds of millions of dollars in various other cryptocurrencies. Galaxy Digital, led by Mike Novogratz, a former Wall Street professional turned crypto enthusiast known for his fervent dedication to the industry. He even tattooed the logo of a token on his shoulder, although it later turned out to be a Ponzi scheme, was appointed to manage these assets. Notably, Novogratz's firm opted not to immediately sell off FTX's crypto holdings. Fortunately, the market started to rebound, partly fueled by expectations of regulatory approval for Bitcoin exchange-traded funds in the United States, which would introduce the cryptocurrency to a fresh pool of potential investors. Bitcoin, along with other widely traded tokens like Dogecoin, the pioneering memecoin, experienced a surge in value, with Dogecoin's price doubling since early 2023. Additionally, new joke coins emerged on the Solana blockchain, vying to outdo each other in absurdity or offensiveness, such as Dogwifhat, featuring the Dogecoin dog wearing a hat, Pepe, a symbol associated with white nationalists, and Nazi, which lacked subtlety. Some of these tokens skyrocketed to market caps exceeding $1 billion. Solana itself saw its price increase more than tenfold since FTX's collapse. As a result of this market upswing, the zombie version of FTX may have potentially gained up to $10 billion on its Solana investment, although a significant portion of the holdings is locked up and cannot be sold for several years. FTX's Bitcoin and other token holdings likely appreciated by at least an additional $3 billion, based on disclosures in the bankruptcy case filings. If the estate manages to sell off these assets while the market remains bullish, it could stake a credible claim to being the most successful crypto trader in history. The bankruptcy administrator John Ray III attempted to diminish this accomplishment in a letter addressed to the judge overseeing Bankman-Fried's criminal case. Ray emphasized that, while there is potential for achieving anticipated recovery levels, this outcome is far from guaranteed. He cautioned that customers impacted by Bankman-Fried's actions will never fully regain the position they would have held had they not been involved with him. Unfortunately, the underlying conditions that facilitated individuals falling victim to schemes like Bankman-Fried's persist, a sprawling, speculative, and largely unregulated industry teeming with fraud and manipulation, coupled with a susceptible public eager to wager real money in pursuit of significant gains. Despite his legal predicament, Bankman-Fried continues to fuel excitement surrounding cryptocurrencies. According to a source familiar with the matter who wished to remain anonymous due to legal concerns, Bankman-Fried recently advised a guard at the Brooklyn prison where he is detained on cryptocurrency trading. He recommended that the guard sell his XRP tokens and invest in Solana. FTX's collapse serves as a stark signal to the entire cryptocurrency sector, emphasizing the critical need for robust governance, accountability, and resilience in the face of rapid growth and market volatility. This episode underscores the imperative for investors, regulators, and industry participants alike to adopt a cautious, informed approach to ensure the long-term stability and credibility of digital financial systems. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel if you like our video.